Okay, so here we are. Now the unit is all closed up. I have the power wire hooked up. I sort of just connected this for testing purposes. Here's the unit. You can see that I have the fan, the heat sink right here. If you look closely, in between the cooler here and the heat sink, you'll see the well, you can see the wires coming out through there. I have the Peltier module sandwiched in between by with this makeshift bracket that I made. Anyways, it's all squashed together, okay? And so basically, before I get going, I just want to tell you, when you sandwich in the Peltier unit, you make sure that you put a fresh coat of the grease, I forgot what this called. I forgot the name. I'm sorry. I forgot the name of the this grease, but it's called. Hold on a second. Let me look here. I don't like to leave things out, but let's see. What is this called? Oh, heat sink. This is called. You can see it there. Heat sink compound. Okay, so make sure that you put a fresh coat of the heat sink compound, and that goes in between. I'm sorry. That goes in between here and here. So it goes in between the bottom side of the Peltier and the top side of the Peltier. You can see it better there. Okay? All right. So once that's done, once you've accomplished that and you tighten everything up, you put everything together, you tighten everything up, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to hook up your power, of course. Okay, and what I did was, instead of running water through it right now, because that's what this, I'm sorry, this is what this system is for, is I'm going to have a hose hooked up where that pump there is going to be pumping water in through here, circulating through, and then coming back out this into the tank. So I'm going to take this probe from this little unit here. You can see it's 75.6 degrees, okay? I'm going to take the probe, stick it in here, and now I'm going to go here to the power supply, and I'm going to switch it on, and you're going to see the fan kick on. And then we're going to watch the temperature, okay? And watch the temperature drop. Listen, before we get going, I forgot to mention something else in the video, my previous video, and I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. We always have to think about safety. Okay, now this box, comes from a computer. It comes from a computer, a regular PC. Okay, and normally the normal thing is not to open one of these up. I have the experience of going in there, and I know how to handle electricity and work with electricity. But if you're just watching this video, and you shouldn't get into this. If you really don't understand about these components, I suggest that you go on Amazon and you purchase the proper power supply. Okay, I did it because I know what I'm doing. But when you open up these units, don't forget that you're working with 110 volts of electricity on one side, and then it converts it to 12 volts DC on this side. But you always have to be extremely careful, when working with live voltage. So I want to make that very perfectly clear, that if you're not, if you're not an experienced electrician, or if you don't know what you're doing, stay away. Don't chance it, and it can kill you. Okay, the voltage definitely can kill you, especially if we're going to be powering this thing and water is going to be running through here. So you need to know how to isolate the power and the proper grounds from the water of this unit and the water circulating through the pump. Okay, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and power it up, and we're going to watch, and we're going to do this simple example. Okay, so here we go. Powering it up. I just turned it on. Okay, there's the fan. Okay, here's the my little meter there, the thermostat. Okay, and you're going to watch. Now you're going to see that little by little that temperature is going to start dropping. Okay, and you can see it does it relatively quick. Now the top part starts to get really warm. You know, I mean, it's unbelievable how this works. But the top part, which is this part, this is the hot side. Okay, we have air blowing through it, so it's removing the air. Okay, but this is the bottom side, which is the cold side. Water would be circulating through there and cooling the water. Now, what am I going to be using this for? Well, it's I couldn't afford to buy a chiller, you know, because they get very pricey on Amazon. So for my hydroponic garden. So for the purpose of taking the 15 gallons of water that I use for my hydroponic garden, the temperature has been little by little going up because, you know, the summer months are coming and it gets pretty hot here in South Florida. So what I did was, instead of going out to buy chillers, I made this. Okay, and what I'm going to be doing is taking this outside, and I'm going to be pumping water using that little pump right there, to pump the water, to circulate the water through this, to chill the water down. The last I checked, it was like 83 degrees, the water in the tank. I need to bring it down to, it needs to operate between 68 degrees and 74 degrees. Anything over that, you know, when you get into temperatures like of 80 degrees, you know, 75, 80 degrees, two things happen. One, you run the risk of rotting out the roots of the plant, and if, you know, you rot the roots, well, you know what happens to the plant. It basically wilts away and dies. And number two, the lower the temperature, the cooler the water, the less chance of growing algae in the tank. So for those two reasons is why I am going to, that's why I'm going to go ahead and use this. But with that being said, look at this. We're at 41.3 degrees. I mean, this thing is unbelievable. And here you feel it, it's nice and warm. I mean, it's not hot, burning hot. I mean, I could hold it, but it's cooking. Anyways, just wanted you guys to see this in action. And in my next video, I'm going to show you how I have it working inside the container, cooling the water. Okay, so here we go. So so with that being said, please leave any comments or any suggestions down below, and please subscribe. You know, that always, not that I care, but you know, there are people, but it's always good to I'm always doing all kinds of projects to keep people informed. Okay, well, take care, have a great day. So long. Happy gardening.